welcome back. Today I have my February TBR for you guys. I didn't have one for the month of January, even though I read a few books. I didn't do my wrap up either, so for the month of February I want to give you guys my TBR and hopefully my wrap up at the end of the month. So I have a few books that I wanted to show you guys. I thought it was gonna be a short TBR list because it's a short month, but I have a lot of books that I want to go through. I might not get to all of them, but this is the list that I have to choose from, as we all do, obviously. So without further ado, I want to start with the books that I am already reading because either school or I just started. The first book I already started because this book was assigned to me for one of my classes, and that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Wow, the light. This is the edition that I had to read for my class because it has notes and everything, but I have a prettier cover. I just forgot that I had that book and I ended up getting this one, so I don't know. This book, it's really good. I didn't know what it was about. I haven't seen the movie either. So I am reading this book with the audiobook as well. I borrowed it from the library and it's so good. It starts with Jane as a kid and how she's not very well loved and how she kind of doesn't know how to love back. I am like on chapter 10 barely because we just started reading this. But I'm really liking this book. I actually like this cover. I don't know why, but it's a really interesting book that I'm actually really liking. So we'll see how this ends. The next book I'm going to show you guys, I started reading it last night and I borrowed it from my library. It's also the audiobook, and that is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm showing you guys the cover from my iPad because where I edit my videos doesn't give me the option to put a picture, so I think I have to upgrade the program. I'm not sure, but I started reading The Raven Boys. I never thought I was gonna pick this series up, but I saw it in my library, so I borrowed it. I don't have a lot to say right now, other than I am really intrigued to see how the story goes. Like I said, I go into books not knowing a lot about them, so I hope this book surprises me. It's a short book. I think it's around 10 hours or so. I might be wrong, but it's a really short book and I think I can get through it really fast and hopefully like it. The next two books I have are gonna be a drag from January because I didn't get to them or I didn't finish them, and that is A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. I told you guys I watched the first season of Game of Thrones. I already read the first book and I hadn't picked this one up. I am still on page 70 something. I haven't moved from there, and I am also reading and listening to the audiobook. It's really good, so I hope to get more of this done this month. I'm not saying I'm gonna finish it, but I'm definitely looking forward to move forward on this book. It's really good. I really like these books. And the next book, of course, is Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I want to read this book with my own eyes, but I'm thinking about getting the audiobook as well. I am not sure. I've heard great things about the audiobook, so I don't know if I want to do the whole audiobook and reading it at the same time because I really want to read this book with my own eyes. I'm still on page 38. I couldn't pick it up this month, so I don't know what to do. The next book I have, it's the book that I'm most excited for this month. I can't believe I haven't picked it up yet. Like, I don't know what happened, but I never picked it up, and that is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I am trash for this series so bad. I remember reading the first book and loving it. I read the second book and I fell in love with it. And then the third book came out and I don't know what happened that I never picked it up. So last year I reread A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I could reread the whole series to get to this book. After that I started A Court of Mist and Fury, but I didn't continue it until last month, which I picked it up on the audiobook and I was listening to it non-stop. I love that book so much. Again, this is for entertainment only. I don't see these books as a critic, because if I do, I'm not gonna like them. And I can't wait to get to this book. I had forgotten so many details from A Court of Mist and Fury, so I am so glad I actually picked it up before this one, because I'm so excited to get to this one. It's like my top option out of any of these books right now. The next book I have is Every Heart a Doorway by Sheena McGuire. I want to pick this up so bad, and it's so small, so I might just do that. So I'm looking forward to this one. The next book, I really want to pick it up because I'm like into a fantasy like mood right now because of Sarah J Maas, and that is Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. I have heard so many good things about this book. I know they've said that it's kind of slow, which is kind of like, okay, we can get through it. It's understandable. So I want to pick this up this month so bad. If I don't pick it up this month, I am for sure picking it up on March. And the last book is kind of like an announcement for my channel and what I'm planning to do with my channel, because I'm almost graduating from university. I'm actually planning to graduate this spring, and my plans are to go into grad school, so hopefully I get accepted. In grad school, I know I want to focus on Latin America writers, but more specifically, I want to focus on Mexican female authors, which it's something that I'm really excited about. The project that I'm trying to do with my channel doesn't have to be necessarily Mexican female authors. I want to start with Latin American female authors. So every month I'm planning on choosing a book. I'm gonna read that book, and I'm probably gonna have a separate video reviewing and discussing that book. So if you guys want to join in, you guys are welcome. You guys can read the book that I choose for that month. If you guys have any ideas, or do you guys know any books written by Latin American women, you guys can leave them down below. The help is always welcome. And the book I picked up for this month is Tan Veloz como el Deseo by Laura Esquivel. She is a Mexican author. She also wrote Como Agua para Chocolates. I read that book in high school and I really loved it, so I can't wait to read this one. It's a love story, as you guys can see. This cover is beautiful. It's about Jubilo Chai. He can feel people's real, true emotions, and then he meets Lucha, which then they fall in love. But Lucha was brought up thinking that money was necessary for a marriage to grow, a marriage to work. She had to pretty much marry for money, but they fall in love, and so he teaches her about a relationship and how love is needed. So something happens. The thing is that they can't be together at the end, but then Lluvia comes in, and I think that's their daughter. These aren't spoilers, it's in the back. She comes in and she saves the date. So I'm really excited for this book. I know it's more romantic and intense than I'm making it seem, but that's pretty much the plot of it, and I'm really excited to read it. It's not that long. It's only 221 pages, so I think it's gonna be fun. This edition is in Spanish, but another thing I wanted to say is that I might be reading some books in Spanish and some might be in English, because some of the Mexican authors that I know or I already own books by have translated work, or they actually wrote it in English and it's been translated to Spanish. It doesn't matter if the book is in English or Spanish, as long as the author is Latina. So that's my main point, that the author is Latin American, especially Mexican authors. If you guys know any female Mexican author, I am really excited to know. So please leave them down in the comments, and if you guys want to join in, please feel free to pick up a copy and read it with me, and we can discuss it at the end of the month. I don't know if I'm gonna be choosing like a date for it. I'm still working on the details on how I want to do this, but if you guys are interested, please let me know down in the comments as well, and I'll be happy to explain more about this stuff. Okay, so that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!